Okay, only two. Let's wait for a couple of minutes so others can join. We'll start off with the class. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's start off with our class. So the other day, like we have created this thing. So here you can see I'm just like simply cleaning few things, make it a little more smooth. So basic structure is our base model is ready. So today what we'll do is we'll export this model to ZBrush and we'll start sculpting on it, and that it was like asymmetric. We'll make it asymmetric and add all these eyes, nose and everything properly, add all the details, and then we'll retopo. So we'll open the reference. Okay, so select your entire model, then export selection. Anywhere you want to export, you can export it. So if there's two method of exporting, you can export into obj or export into fbx. So obj and fbx both I can export. The difference between them is in obj it will when you import into ZBrush, it will be a single solid one model. If you export it as a fbx, it will split the entire model based on the elements, separate, keep them separate. Basically we'll get all the subtools. You don't have to split it into ZBrush. That we can do. uh, yeah, and one thing that cap I'll do it in ZBrush only. So okay, let's start. Export selection, desktop, fbx I can do. And here ZBrush is already open. Import your file, desktop, and here fbx, it will give you this option. Press OK and drag the model. Press T. Now, if you go to subtool, you can see your nose, head, your horns, and the body all separated automatically. So that's the best. That's the best part of fbx. If you use fbx, you'll get this thing. So select basic material tool so you can see everything. It's gray and plus a little glossy. And document, change, make it flat gray so you can see everything clearly. So now before sculpting, so I can just, where is my reference? Where is my reference? This direction. So I can start sculpting this thing directly into ZBrush now. Quickly select the head and I'll go to geometry, dynamesh, dynamesh the model. So dynamesh basically you can see Control Z, it was like this. If you dynamesh it, it basically dynamically subdivide the model and even out the entire polygon. All these things. So dynamesh. What is this? Just give me a second. Okay, I guess it was creased. That's why. Dynamesh the model.
So your dynamesh is a bit different, I feel, because वो तो छोटे-छोटे squares हो जाता है ना dynamesh में.
हाँ, that's
Times.
हाँ, usually square ही होता है. This looks a bit different. Even I am surprised why it's behaving like this. Just give me a second. I'll just smooth the model here only. Export selection. I'll use OBJ only. Import. And go to subtools, split, shift F. You can see all of them are separate polygroups. You can group split it. Everything is separated down. Now, now it's working perfectly. There's no problem. I guess in FBX, it stored the hard edges and all. That's why it's creating that issue. So now nothing is there. It's all clean. So switch on your press X. So symmetry is on. Now I have to match this thing with my base model. So before that, there is a cap. So I missed that cap. So I'll create that cap in ZBrush itself. So I can just simply create this selection mask, extract it. You get this cap. I feel it's way too thick. Make it a little thinner. Still thick. Yeah, this is fine. Accept it. Center, scale it slightly. Little thickness. Now we have this thing. This is symmetry is on BMV. Like there is a cap. So I missed that cap. So I'll create this thing in ZBrush only directly. BMV move tool.
So this is a whole different mesh, right? But the head does like उससे extract हो गया कि duplicate किया है इसने?
ये extract extract means like it separates the model. It just simply solo.
You move the half.
Like it will create a separate model. It will create a separate model.
You duplicated that exact space which you created.
Not exactly exact face. You can see polygons are different.
Yeah, understood.
So it just basically duplicated surface. Okay, so now let's create this thing quickly. It's more of a little blocky, so this horns I feel a little problematical. Hide it. From side also, it's almost a little squarish. Now, this front part I need to extrude. So there's like two ways I can do it. I can just simply define the polygroup and extrude that thing with the help of Z modeler. And with this brush, we can model it directly into ZBrush. So you can see edge mode, vertex mode, and your face mode, polygon mode. So I want to convert all these polygons into a separate polygroup. So select a polygroup. You just don't have to select anything. Just move your mouse over there, space bar, and it will pop up this entire menu. So what I want to do, I want to do polygroup and single poly. Click, 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 click. So this entire thing become a separate polygroup altogether. Separate polygroup. Now I need to extrude this thing. Again, same thing, polygons, space bar, extrude, and I'll select, where is my polygroup? Polygroup all, polygroup island border. I can select this thing. Polygroup island. So only it will affect this polygroup only. Can extrude it like this. You see, BMV. Or I can select it, mask it, invert W, and move it like this. So basic structure is almost ready. Deselect everything, BMV, front, slightly curved, sides, slightly round, reduce the brush size, from front and side. Just clean the shape. The basic structure of the cap is ready. So now we'll start sculpting rest of the things. Let's go to face, BCB, clay buildup, or you can go to here, you can see second brush is clay buildup. You can select this, or you can go to C and you can see clay buildup. So you can select that. Now I need to add details and make things a little nicer. So this part is this part slightly bulged out, so I need to make same.
So you're working with Wacom or mouse?
Wacom. Like for ZBrush, Wacom is required. Like without that, it's very difficult to create anything.
But while you were using Z modeler, then also you were using Wacom.
Yes. Okay. So like I just created this shape, and now the mouth part. So you can see from front, the mouth looks slightly curved. So I'll create that shape. So you can see I'm working on this side, but it's affecting the other side also. So for that, go to brush, auto masking, and switch on back face mask. Now if I create something here, it won't affect this side. BMV, move brush, correct the shape, slightly going inside, slightly outside. The distance between nose and this thing, and just go slightly inside. Okay, now we have nose, and now we haven't created eyes, so I have to create the eye. So for that, I just simply BCB, make this part slightly flat and push it slightly inside. Smooth it. Append a sphere. Resize it. And push it inside. And place this thing there. So eyes are, no matter what, eyes will always be round. Always. Yes, you can see in this thing, people is slightly elongated, slightly oval in shape, and this white part. So it is because this is a stylized character. So these two are two separate models. So it's a round circle, and top of that it's an oval shape. So two different shapes. And place this, just place it, and then go to Z plug, subtool master, mirror, merge this thing selected. This is by default. Okay, so it will mirror the model in X. So now you got this I, Q, select the head again, Alt and click on the any mesh. You can select like this. You don't have to go here and select. Alt, click on left mouse button, selected particular model. Head. So now this head shape almost correct. Only thing I feel like I need to like add more details, refine the shape. So for that, what I have to do is I need to increase the poly count, and this topology is not correct. So what I'll do, I'll z remesh the model. No dynamesh anymore. Z remesher. 5 means 5000. Remesh the model. It will take little time and remesh the entire mesh based on the topology of the model, like shape and volume automatically. Smooth it, shift and smooth it.
So this like if you want to smooth the surface, polish comes in place. Like
Yes,
polish is smooth.
polish also you can like edge polish is there, normal polish is there, then your deformation also you have polish.
Like if we dynamesh using the polish button, वो करने से होगा.
नहीं
Like
डायनामिक polish से polish के लिए you need polygons. Dynamesh is very low poly. Either
no,
increase,
you increase the dynamesh count and then there is
then
a
it
polish button.
then it will work.
And there's this polish deformation also. We can use either that or polish but
Like
like
all polish
brush.
kind of, their function is kind of same. So with polish, like suppose I want to polish the entire model, I'll use deformation. If I want to polish just one section, I'll use a brush.
So
So
but polish deformation when we use it actually shrinks the model.
shrinks the volume, yes, slightly. It basically even out the entire topology and make it a little smooth. So
Like edge flow.
like it's full, it shrinks the model slightly.
Hmm.
Okay,
So
let's
what do you do after zero meshing basically? How do
read.
you smooth out?
How do we smooth out? Shift and smooth.
मतलब shift से करते हैं मतलब.
बस हाँ, shift से.
So you have to like use your brush every entire model now. Like एक एक करके smooth
तो थोड़ा,
shift button.
तो कितना टाइम लगता है? I don't
Okay.
know. Like I like, you can, if you want, you can use it for this polish, deformation polish that works perfectly. So if you want to use, or you can use relax also. It will also relax the entire model. So it's totally up to you, like what you want to use. Like I'm more comfortable with smooth, so I use that. I feel it's more handy. That's why.
Okay.
Damn standard separation or upper lips and lower lips. Isolate.
So for the diamond standard brush which you're using right now, like उसमें
Hmm.
can we decrease the like वो बीच में तो deep करता है, but in the left and right side also it does the pinch now. Like if we are using the diamond standard brush,
Hmm.
in the center it will go inside, but left and right side में can we like change that thing?
Fall off. You can control with the fall off. The fall off is basically, you can see two circles. What?
Yeah.
Oh, so basically, the inner circle is your main brush that going to affect, and outer circle is your fall off. If you can increase it, decrease it with this.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this thing, and now, and here I can see clear. There's a line. That means my cheeks are a little fluffy. So I need to make it a little fluffy. BCB. That line should be visible. Okay, now let's see my eye next to my eye, slightly fluffy. And eyeball. I will append one more eye, or it will Control Shift D or duplicate any one of them. Control Shift D is shortcut, and either duplicate. Control Shift D, duplicate the model. Control Alt Shift all together. Select any of the eye, so it will basically hide that section. And geometry, modify topology, delete hidden, hide it, and now I need the eye. So resize it. I scale it down. It's slightly oval. The basic shape of this thing, and slightly small. And then Z plug, mirror, mirror. Done. Go back to head. Now I can see front view, my eye is completely visible. That means I need to push this model down. BDS, damn standard.
So the in the reference, the white portion is
Hmm.
oval, right? But अपने को circle होगा.
What?
The white portion in the
Reference, it's
Huh.
oval, right?
It looks oval, so that like eyeball will always be round. Always.
So
That's
how
a,
will we achieve the oval thing?
so we have to add, we like BCB will,
मतलब उसके ऊपर. Okay.
yes,
Okay,
we'll
understood.
fill it. We'll fill it.
Mhm.
The shape. Control D, add little volume, BCB. BMV, move brush. What is this, Pratyush? BCB, clay build-up. So little volume here.
So after reaching this portion, like in this step, will you go back and do dynamics?
No, like once your basic blocking is ready, do not dynamic. Then dynamic is, work is finished. Then remesh and use it. Then no dynamic, no going back to dynamic.
Like after dynamics, you remesh it and then you control D करके आपने उसका division बढ़ा दिया. Now
हाँ
you could remesh it again and then division. मतलब अब remesh होगा. ये remesh सकते हो क्या आप?
हाँ remesh कर सकते हैं. Z remesh you can do it, but you can like do not do dynamic after like once you remesh the model.
Okay.
Slightly more angular. Control D, increase the poly count slightly and make it slightly more angular. It's like slightly angular. And clean all these pinches and all these things, surface, clean it. BDS, damn standard. Basically eyelid thickness. And this thing is somewhere here slightly. Control Shift Alt, Control Control Shift Alt together. Hide this one. Delete it in mirror. The position should be correct. Damn standard. Now I can make it angular. Like strangely, this particular character doesn't have any eyelid. Usually we have always have an eyelid. Maybe it's there, it's not visible. Oh, sorry. PCB, it should be there. Like logically, like there should be eyelid always.
Sir, it's there, sir.
I don't know. It looks like
It's there in the first view, in the first picture.
one sec. It's there, I believe. Yes, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm little.
First one, sir, the dark brown around the.
I can see a color difference, but I can really can't see anything there. Eyelid. Then I'll add to thickness. If there is eyelid, I could add a thickness. This looks odd. One second, let me double check it. Where you see eyelid, tell me. Like I can see this dark line. I'm not sure because front view nothing is visible. This view nothing is visible.
That first photo, sir.
I don't know. Not sure. It's doesn't look like anything. Okay. Now this shape. PMV. Reduce poly count. So moving a shape, changing anything, always move to lower poly division, then do it. Slightly pointy. And ears are slightly, is it rotation, invert it, and alt move the pivot point and then rotate. So it's still I can see the selection. So to I just make the selection smoother, control click on the surface, it will smooth the selection. W, rotate, This is strange. Then from front, how it's visible? We can do one thing. I can do. I can bend it like this. And side also slightly visible. Smooth it. Shift T, reduce this and make it really smooth and clean shape. BMP. Symmetry, switch on symmetry. Okay, now front. So initially start with symmetry only, then I'll move or change this thing. Subdivide couple of times. PCB. Symmetry. So this is like this pointy thing. So how do I do it? Is I'll use snake hook brush, PSH, snake hook. Side, if I do like this, it will create a problem. So I have to create it like this from side view. X, switch off symmetry. Now I'll create those shapes. Front, let's see.
So without symmetry, sir.
Without symmetry, because it's not symmetrical.
Okay.
But there's a little issue I facing is if I do it like this, it's distorting my shape. Shift F, I'll see this, delete higher. So what I can do is I can separate these two. So I'll go to Z modeler once again, poly group. So I'll just use poly loop, entire poly loop. Poly group, poly loop. Separate this thing. Control now, and now I can separate these two things. Control Shift, click on this option, this one. It will hide that. Delete hidden. Go to poly group, auto poly group. Both are separated. Now I can work on them, both of them together. Control D, D, D multiple times. Shift F. And if I want to work on only this, Control Shift, click on this one. So it will isolate this model. Now I can, without affecting the body, I can work on this very easily now. One sec. Oh, partially hidden. This one is not there. And to fix this thing, I will go to remesh. I can remesh the model. It will fix this, like all the stretch and everything. So remesh will fix this thing because there is some issue. So instead of remeshing, I'll do dynamesh. Way to low poly. Increase the poly count. Oh, subdivision. I have to delete this. Increase, then dynamesh. So it will create this thing properly. Fix. This particular shape is not there. Redynamesh. VCB. I refine all the shapes. Inside, I can see one more thing. There is this part connects here. BMB. And there is a small beard. So for that, I'll make a selection brush and extract it. It's too thin. Extract, accept, deselect the body, select this one, BMV, move it, BS, B, BSH, snake hook, Dynamesh, Dynamesh it, side, there is one more, invert, symmetry on, legs will be symmetrical. So add this volume, move brush, clay build up, BMP, ramp standard, define the shape, So like this slowly, like we add all the details. And I'll refine all these shapes nicely. I have this selection, so I can do it easily. There should be an eyelid. Okay, I'll search for another reference. So without eyelid, it looks odd. Hmm, I'll check that. It should be eyelid. Then we'll create this. Like this will define all the fur and everything. And there's one more layer of fur here. Hmm, Symmetry off. We have two layers of fur. Sharpen it slightly. Control and Alt click. Use the brush size. Create the basic shape. Go to extract it. It's too much. Reduce the thickness. Deselect. And now I can refine this thing. BMB 2.0, or I can just to refine this thing, I can remesh also this thing. Reduce the poly count. Reduced. And one more thing I can do is select this, only this part. If I want to separate this also because it's a high poly, so there is no problem in that. So mask it and YX group split, two different parts. These two should combine. Merge down. Yeah. So all separated. Now if I want, I can make this line super clean. So all these edges are little irregular. To make this thing, shit, make another class. Oh, okay. So like we'll refine this thing. So I separated this thing. So we'll add refine all the shapes and everything. And I'll try to find another reference, or maybe after reference for eyelid only, for cartoon character, this kind of character. And then I'll create the eyelid because this looks little odd. So I'll create that, and then Monday we have class. So Monday we'll finish it quickly. But it won't take much time. Once the basic shape and everything is ready, just have to clean those areas and make it a little refined, and then we can start off with our retopo. And then texturing won't take much time. It's all flat color. Maybe we can use Substance Painter and do it really quickly. That we can do. We'll do that. And just wait a second. I'll just take the screenshot of attendance. Okay, done. Okay, attendance taken. Okay. Okay, then I'll see you guys on Monday, and we'll finish this thing quickly. It should not take much time. Perspective mode. This looks clean only. We just have to refine all the edges and all the details. Have to polish them. Right now it's really rough, so we have to make it really polished and nice and clean. Okay, and I'll upload all the videos today evening. And yeah, okay, tata, bye bye. I have another class. I already passed like 7 minutes. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.